6th ranked team in the country.
Yeah.
No stranger to this tournament, Coach. 15th
Yeah.
time in it.
Yeah.
How's it feel to be back in this one, back in St. Peter?
It's awesome. It's definitely one of the highlights of the year for sure. We look forward to this, and I think it's more of a special event just because of Coach Wilkinson and
Sure.
his passing. And we, as Division III coaches and players, need to realize how important he was to Division III men's tennis. And it's sad, and we honor his all that he's done at this tournament. So
you kind of feel his presence lingering here, can't you? Still?
Absolutely. I remember when I was a freshman. My coach Bob Hansen at the time was telling me we owe Steve so much
Sure.
for what he's done for Division III.
Awesome. Well, like I said, you've been here a bunch of times. You've
Right.
won this thing 5 times.
Yep.
For you, how does your approach change? Does it differ very year to year? Is it kind of business as usual for your team?
Yeah, I think that it depends on the team you have. Sometimes you have younger teams, and you have to make sure they understand the importance of it and how special of a tournament it is. But in terms of the preparation, we don't change much.
Sure.
It's definitely one of the high marks of the season, and we just want to make sure we put our best foot forward.
Well, you started out the year last weekend,
Right.
couple wins for your team.
Yeah.
Bright spots from that opening weekend. What do you like about your team?
We have some younger players in the lineup that definitely flashed against AUM, and when you're playing a team of that quality, it's fun to watch the young guys play. It's their really first chance.
Sure. Yeah.
So you get a little feedback from that, and what we like about the indoor national tournament, especially for the younger guys, is it simulates the NCAA championships,
Yeah.
and so you get a chance to see how they perform under pressure.
You look at it, you got a couple guys in this lineup too, a couple seniors here,
Right.
big-time seniors, Alex Rutterman, Ian Wagner.
And Eric Halpern.
For sure. These
Yeah.
guys got to be pace setters for this young team of
Absolutely.
yours.
Absolutely. I cannot believe that they're seniors. That time goes by so fast. They were a part of the 2012 national championship team, and they've been through the fire. They know how to compete under pressure, and they're wonderful role models for all the younger guys.
For sure.
Yeah.
And it's great for these young guys to get thrown into the fire like this right away, isn't it, Coach?
Absolutely. And it's fun, and I think that Gustavus does an amazing job putting on this event. And, just doing this interview with you, 20 years ago, this would never, we'd never thought this would be this big of a deal. So it's amazing.
Well, it's great to have you back in
Yeah,
St. Peter. I
thank
look
you so
forward to
much.
an exciting weekend
Yep,
of some
appreciate
good
it.
Division III
Yep.
tennis. Coach Browning,
Hey,
good
man.
luck this
Thank you
weekend.
so
Thanks for
much.
joining me.
Appreciate it.
Saddle up then. Can you hear me, Coach?
I can.
All right. I am now with the head coach of the Trinity University Tigers here back in St. Peter. No stranger to this tournament as well. I'm with Russell McMindes. Am I saying that name?
McMindes.
McMindes. All right. Well, welcome back. I know you guys like to come up here, and you like to see the snow, and you like it cold, and we got some snow for you last night.
No, absolutely. I mean, being from Texas, it's a whole different world for us up here, and so the guys love it. It's a different experience, something that's very unique for them, and so yeah, it's just a lot of fun. The guys embrace it.
Yeah, you like coming to this tournament. What is it about this tournament that you like so much? What does your team like so much about it?
Well, I think just the fact that it kind of breaks free a little bit from the traditional dual match format that we play all spring long. It's a prestigious invite only, top in the country type event, and just to get to play indoors. I mean, we obviously down in the South don't get to play hardly ever inside, so it's just a unique setting. It's a very team-driven setting, especially the intimate with only the 3 courts in play. It's just been a lot of fun for us, and we'll continue to come to it as long as we're invited.
3 courts is playing. There's a lot of energy in here always too, isn't there?
Absolutely.
It's kind of an interesting story with your squad. You were here last spring, Coach. You defeated Gustavus in the 3rd round of the NCAA tournament and moved on from there. Kind of fun for the guys to come back up to St. Peter in a little different setting. Last year was hot when you were here. Now it's kind of cold and you're inside.
No, that's absolutely. I mean, we've been coming up to Gustavus for different matches. It seems like for years now. But yeah, it's very very different from the spring to the indoors. You know, and we like because Gustavus always brings a crowd. It always creates an electric atmosphere. We know with it being indoors and cold and kind of the retreat for even the fans is coming inside. So it's we're expecting a pretty rowdy group tonight, and our guys are pumped for it. We're excited.
For sure, it should be a fun match. Like I said, you've been here before. You've been in this tournament many times before. I'll ask you the same question as I asked Coach Browning. How does your approach change from year to year, or does it at all?
No, I mean we just it's a good kind of building block tournament for us. Kind of see where we are. This is our first real Division III exposure for the year, and we just come out here and just try to provide the team energy, big doubles energy, get off to good starts, and then it is a little different because you've got a longer dual match format.
Sure.
I mean, trying to get some of the guys. We've played some matches back home where we had some of these staggered starts, so that some of the guys that may go on second get a kind of a feel for what that lull is like between doubles and singles. So. That part is different, and kind of the nutrition part of it, making sure they've got plenty of food and re-warm up and stuff like that. But other than that, we just try to take it as this is a lot of fun to be here. It's an honor to be here, so let's just go play hard and have a good time.
Well, to finish up here, I got to ask you about we got a big doubles matchup. You just said a lot of energy starts off the weekend in doubles. Aaron Skinner going to start out the day. He's a top double tandem along with Jordan May for you.
Right.
Taking on a Gustavus doubles team that's really good too, so this should be a good start to the weekend.
Yeah, we're doubles has been something both programs has kind of been built on for years.
Sure.
And fortunately we've both been able to fill out our rosters to be more complete. But it for both Tommy and myself, our team, the pulse always starts with doubles. I mean, we were both rooted in that, and I know they've got some guys that know how to play it and play it right. And that's I think what we love playing about the Division III so much, is you see a little bit more of the high intensity true doubles play than you would if you play some of the scholarship programs where they're just a bunch of singles guys. But we're excited. Our guys are ready to go and expecting a heck of a match tonight.
I'm expecting one too. It's going to be loud in here, man.
Absolutely.
Good luck, Coach.
Thank you very much. Appreciate the time.
Take those from you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's always great.
Yeah.
You've been talking to Justin and Josh back at Trinity?
Yeah.
All right, pregame show continuing here, the pre-tournament show, I should say, here at the Swanson Tennis Center. I'm now with Roger Fulmer, the head coach of the Washington University Bears, number 2 seed in this year's tournament, heading into the year ranked 5th in the nation. No stranger to this tournament either, Coach. I'll ask you the same question as I asked the 2 previous coaches. Does your approach change to when you come into the ITA indoors year to year, or is it is kind of business as usual for your squad?
For some of these guys, it's their first time playing in a bubble. I know Jason Hagen from Texas, he hasn't played much indoor tennis in general, but he's never played in a bubble. So I told the guys before last night again in the hotel, if you're in the middle courts, I guess that's 2 and 5.
Sure.
You have a higher ceiling to work with. You're on the out courts and you're on an outside, whether it's the deuce court on one side or ad court on the other. Be careful of the lanterns, things like that. But other than that, I grew up in a bubble myself in St. Louis, Missouri at Sunset Tennis Center. So I've seen this and just letting them know, sometimes it can be a little colder, but
sure,
definitely better than outside.
Yeah, that's for sure, especially with the snow we got last night. Well, your squad won the 2014 title in this tournament last year. Any added pressure coming into this season's ITAs?
We haven't really talked about it. I think last year, repeating as conference champs, that might help their confidence to know that they can do that. That's the first time we've ever done that. Emory's basically had the stranglehold on our conference, the UAA, and they've won this tournament, I think, more than anybody, 5 times.
Yeah.
So I think that was a big step last year, and probably the momentum was built by winning indoors first, and then conference in April. So I think that helped, but we really haven't spoken about, hey, let's try to repeat as champs, because we know all these teams here are good, and half of these schools are from our conference with Carnegie, Emory,
absolutely,
and Case. But it's a great tournament. I try to come here almost every time. There's one year we didn't come. We were just trying to save money and do something else. And another year, same thing. I think that's when a couple years ago when Kenyon won it, we saved money for the Hawaii trip.
Absolutely.
So
kind of a closer trip for your squad for sure.
Yeah.
Well, you started out the season last weekend, a win over DePauw. Looked pretty surgical in that one. Bright spots as you open up the season here. What do you like about your team so far?
We're still figuring that out. I think after this weekend, playing 3 matches in a row will be good for their endurance. Indoor tennis is quicker. It's more like serve and nerves, as they say. Whereas to get outside, it's going to be more patience and grinding. But I think here it'll be good with this 3-court format. Your guys at 4, 5, and 6 they get a taste of pressure tennis, I guess you'd say.
Look down your roster. You got kind of a good mix of veterans and young talent on this team. What are you going to be looking for from your squad this weekend? Goals for the weekend, I should say.
The doubles is really key. I mean, especially in our format with the smaller colleges, Division 2, 3, NAI, junior college, and Coach Wilkinson. That he was basically the founder of let's give each doubles point a point. And don't pull a match off like they do in Division I doubles. I just think it's silly. There's no other sport where they're starting and then you're down by 20 points. Oh, let's go to the second half.
Sure.
Whereas I love the fact that each one of these matches and doubles counts for a point. You're never pulling a kid off, losing the opportunity. Maybe at 1 doubles because you lost in 2 and 3 doubles, and they're getting pulled, and you don't have that result.
Absolutely.
So I'm so glad that we have that format. And again, Coach Wilkinson is the reason for that.
Awesome. Well, I was going to say good luck to you, Coach. I know you got to get down and do your job here. Look forward to an exciting weekend, but thanks for joining me, Coach Fulmer from Washington University here on the pre-championship show at the Swanson Tennis Center. Hi. Ready to go on? Sure. We're just going to do a little tournament preview, basically. Okay. All right, let me get my notes here. Coach Gerard.
Big head.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. I am now with head coach Andy or Andrew. And either one? Andy Gerard of Carnegie Mellon University. First of all, welcome to St. Peter, Minnesota, and we got some snow for you. How was the trip?
Oh, thanks. It's great to be back here, and I'm actually from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. So
okay.
This is,
right up your alley then.
Yeah. But it's a great experience for the players to get to travel out here and see another part of the country. And yes, we've been out here for a couple indoor championships and have had great experiences.
Yeah, absolutely. Your squad comes into this tournament ranked the 6th seed, ranked 9th overall in the country at 4-2 this year already. Coach, you've already got some matches under your belt. Bright spots on your team as you look forward to this weekend here.
Yeah, a big bright spot is our depth. We've had some strong teams in the past, but this has definitely been our deepest team, and we're going to need it. We're a little banged up this weekend, so I'm expecting we'll get most of our guys that are here in the lineup at some point over the weekend, and yeah, should be fun.
Well, nothing like being banged up and then getting thrown into the fire at this tournament.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's a great experience, and our guys have been training hard, and they're ready for it.
Other thoughts on this weekend? What excites you the most about the opportunity to play in such a tournament? And it's kind of a different format. The coaches have talked. You only got 3 courts going on at the same time. It's inside. It's tight. There's a lot of energy. What are you looking for your team this weekend? Goals for the weekend, I should say.
Sure, and I think all those things are great things in terms of preparing us for our ultimate goal of the NCAA championship. And yeah, it's a great early season tournament experience for we have a wide mix of upperclassmen and some younger guys, and it's a really great test for everyone to get to see what this is like and get to experience an intense competitive atmosphere. And I mean it's a really great great training.
How about your first round matchup? Thoughts on that?
Oh, with Emory, yeah. I mean they're a tough team, and they're a strong team year in, year out, and they're double singles strong throughout. So I mean we'll have to play really well to give ourselves a chance to win.
Got some young guys in the lineup today?
We do. Yeah, we have freshman. I think we have every class represented in our
Really?
lineup, so.
Well, no better experience for him than for sure against Emory.
That's right, yeah.
Well, thanks, Coach. Thanks for
Okay.
joining me. Coach
Thank
Gerard
you.
here. We're going to keep rolling through as this tournament gets underway. We'll take a little break here, find another head coach, and then we'll keep it going here. We got all 6 courts streamed live right behind me. We're going to have Kenyon and Wash U going at it, and then Coach Gerard's Tartans over there taking on Emory in just a little bit. Thanks,
Yeah,
Coach.
Thanks.
All right, we're rolling along here. Can you hear me, Coach?
Yeah, so this is, how does this get shown?
This is airing live right now, actually.
Excellent. Okay.
So people are tuning into it as we
Great.
talk right now. Scott Tilki joins me, the head coach of the Kenyon College men's tennis team, the number 7 seed in this year's tournament, ranked 12th nationally. Well, how does it feel to be back in the indoors here, Coach?
Always feels good to be here. It's a great environment here. So being in the bubble, it's always loud. It's always very competitive. So I enjoy it.
Well, the last time you were here in this tournament was 2013 in St. Peter, I should say. You took the title in that year.
Yeah, that was a
Favorite
good
memory from that weekend?
Obviously, the favorite memory is the entire match came down to a third set tiebreaker.
Yeah.
4 matches all, and our guy won the tiebreaker 7-4 and played just a great breaker, and it was a good day.
Yeah, I remember it happened right there actually behind
Yep,
us. It was
sure
an
did.
exciting match, wasn't it?
Yes.
Any added pressure because of that? You guys kind of won it the last time it was here, or is that just kind of business as usual approach for your team?
I mean, I think we like playing here in the bubble. We have a few guys that were on the team then that are still playing for us, so they have that memory. So I think it'll help us. I don't think it really adds any pressure, but it'll certainly help us play well here.
Well, you're off to a busy start in 2015 here. You defeated Case Western, and then you lost to Chicago last weekend, and you also had other matches before that as well. Bright spots from your team early in the season as you head into this weekend. What do you like from your team so far?
Well, I think the good thing is beating Case Western was a good win for us. They beat us in the first round of indoors last year, so it was a good win to get that going. And then, I think everybody sort of found out that University of Chicago they had the #1 recruiting class in the country, and obviously it's going to pay off for them.
For good reason, it looked like too. Yeah, that was a good match. But into the fire once again for your team here. Playing, we got 8 of the top 15 teams in the country here. What excites you about this squad as you head into this tournament specifically? What are you going to be looking for the most this weekend?
I'm hoping that the experience that we have pays off. We have almost nothing but upperclassmen in the starting lineup in singles, and we have a new freshman that's in the starting lineup in doubles. So I think our experience should pay off for us. It's a lot of tough teams, so we will see how that pays off for us. But I think it's going to be tremendously competitive for the whole weekend.
It should be competitive. It should be fun in here, man.
Yes.
Well, good luck this weekend, Coach Tilki.
Thank you.
We're going to take a little break, and we're going to keep rolling through the coaches here. We're still live at the Swanson Tennis Center. Matches are getting away in about 30 minutes here.
Yes.
Thanks, Coach. All right, tournament preview continuing here at Swanson. I am with head coach of the Case Western Reserve Spartans, Todd Wowski, joins me here, 5th seed in this tournament, 8th team in the country. Coach, relatively new kid on the block in terms of appearances in this tournament. You were in it last year. What do you like about this thing to start out the year so much?
Well, I just think that you get 3 matches guaranteed you know, in the beginning of the season. It helps you grow up fast. For us last year to be in it for the first time was good, even though we had an older team. We hadn't been in these experiences before. So it helped us when it came time for UAAs and for the NCAAs at the end of the year to kind of know how to pace yourself in a 3-day event where you got 3 matches that you have no breathing room in.
Interesting. Yeah, it's an interesting point in that you learned from that last year, and maybe your approach changes a little this year, I would imagine, too. You learn from it and move on to the next year.
Right. It was a little different because we hosted last year. So, again, this feels like a new experience. You know, you're playing on 3 courts, whereas, you know, last year we were able to play on 6 courts. So you've got guys waiting. So the whole system changes this year again. So.
Well, you started out the year like last weekend, I think it was 6-3 loss to Kenyon, who's also in this tournament. And then you got a grind-out win. You defeated Chicago. Am I correct on that?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tell me about that opening weekend. Bright spots for your club, maybe improvements as you move forward into the opening, or I should say the ITAs this weekend.
Well, last weekend we had off. It was 2 weekends ago.
2 weekends ago.
You know, that match, those 2 matches were key for us to have in the very beginning of our schedule because 9 out of our 12 spots are new from last year.
Wow.
So you've got 6 singles and 6 doubles. Out of those positions, the only people that are the same are CJ at 1 doubles, CJ and Will at 1 and 2 singles. Everybody else is in a new spot. So even, you know, Louis Swerke played 3rd doubles last year. Now he's at 1. So, you know, he's kind of a rookie there. And then 3 through 6 are never played in the singles lineup in an important match before. So when we played Kenyon, you know, I didn't know and no one knew what to expect because you have a brand new team.
Absolutely.
You know, but I told them from the start of this year that we need to grow up really, really fast.
Yeah.
We're young. Even if we are a sophomore or a junior, it's our first time playing. So, you know, we're only going to be as good as we grow up quickly. And to bounce back after, you know, losing to Kenyon and to beat Chicago the next day, you know, that was growing up fast.
Yeah.
They had a really quick turnaround. That match against Kenyon ended at like 11 p.m. and it went a while. And Chicago, I mean, is, you know, #1 recruiting class in the country. I mean, these guys are really good. Chicago's going to be a top 10 team in the country. Just wait another month and it'll happen. So for us to get that win, I think it gave us a lot of confidence going into playing Hopkins because it's almost the same exact team. Really, really talented, very, very good players. You know, we just need to, you know, believe that, you know, we belong winning that match.
Well, wow. I mean, you look at your schedule, Coach, and especially with a young lineup like this, you said it. I mean, you're getting thrown into the fire here.
Yeah.
Taking on 3 more ranked teams this weekend as well.
Yeah. Technically, we have I think, you know, we rank 40 teams nationally.
Yeah.
And we have 15 matches guaranteed against the top 40 team. And we've played 2. So, you know, there's a long way to go.
It's a long way to go. Well, it's such a young lineup this weekend here in the bubble. What are the goals for you? What are you looking for from your team this weekend?
You know, nothing really is quantitative. I mean, we just want to keep progressing and getting better. The quantitative things are just the things that we chart, that we do within the matches. Wins and losses, they'll come if we do the right things and we just stay the course. But I just want to see us get better and always keep getting better and finishing stronger than we start. So, I mean, that's our #1 focus.
Sure. Well, good luck. It's going to be an exciting weekend here, Coach. Welcome to Minnesota, and good luck the rest of the way.
Yeah, just want to say appreciate you guys putting the live streaming together. Yourself, I know, and your event management did a really, really good job in the last 2 weeks to get it going. I think you guys deserve a lot of credit, and this is huge for our recruiting in Division III tennis. You know, that recruits can be out there watching this, and seeing the exposure. I think it's, you know, what you've done here is single-handedly going to start changing the game.
For sure.
I say thank you.
Yeah, well, Case Western, tune in at 5 p.m. everywhere, 6 p.m. Center on the East Coast. Good luck again this weekend,
All right,
Coach.
Thank you.
Pre-tournament show here from Swanson, the Swanson Tennis Center, continuing here in St. Peter, Minnesota. Ethan Armstrong bringing you live the pregame show, talking to the respective head coaches from each squad. Let's go ahead. Little information just for your information here, right now Kenyon and WashU are warming up behind me. That is at courts 1 through 3 over there. We got courts 4 through 6. Hey, Coach. Go ahead and pop those on. Chuck. Ethan Armstrong. Go ahead and pop those on, and then you'll...
All right, there we go.
All right, can you hear me?
Yep.
Chuck Willenborg's board score, excuse me, of Johns Hopkins University out of Baltimore, Maryland, joining me. Well, Coach, you've been in this tournament before.
Yep.
Does the approach change this year? Is it pretty much standard? Let's go. Let's throw it into the fire and let's get some matches under our belts.
Well, first, it's a great honor to get the team into the tournament. It's
sure.
I've been coaching. This is my 11th year at Hopkins, and we were kind of the outside looking in and trying to get our program to the point where we can get into this tournament and compete with the best teams. And fortunately, the last few years we've been there.
Yeah.
And last year we kind of broke through and beat Emory in the first round, and Case in the second round in the semis, and then unfortunately lost in the finals. But I told the team that all the 4 teams that got to the semifinals made the final 8. So the importance, if you can do well here, it spells well for the rest of the season.
That's been touched on a little bit earlier with the other coaches, how similar this tournament is to the NCAA tournament, and you literally learn pacing throughout the weekend and nutrition and all that, and all those factor, and it'll be the same thing this weekend.
Sure. I mean, you want to prepare yourself to play the very best, and this is a good way to start the season and see where you stand, and if you have to make changes and see where your players stand against the other top teams.
Well, you've had a dual match in the fall against Amherst, but really, truly, this is kind of the season opener here for you, isn't it? You got Case Western to start it out. How's practice gone over the first month of the year? How do you like where your team's at right now?
Well, I thought, the fall season, we had a really good fall season. Our number 1 player, Mike Bucksbaum, won the ITAs and in singles and doubles, and went on into the small college nationals and did well. And when he played the Amherst match, like you said, in the fall, he won his singles and doubles. And so we really feel like we got a special player playing number 1. And I feel like actually Mike has been, some of the guys have been pushing him pretty hard and beating him in some challenge matches. So I feel like the depth is there. And we have a lot of seniors. We have 6 seniors on the team.
Wow.
And traditionally in D3, the seniors laden teams have done very well in the postseason. So I feel like we've been battle tested the last few years, and guys know what to expect, and the practice has been intense, and we've been getting better. So I think we're coming in with great expectations.
Great expectations, especially from a veteran crew. I mean, I look at a lot of these rosters, it's a good mix of veterans and young talent, and it'll be exciting to see Hopkins and see what they can do this year.
Well, we're looking forward to it, and we're happy to be here.
Absolutely. Well, welcome back, Coach, and good luck the rest of the weekend. Coach Willenborg joins me here of Johns Hopkins University. We'll take a little break, and then we're going to get underway here.
All right, thanks a lot.
All right, we are going to be joined by Coach Tommy Valentini here in 1 second as he pops on the headphones. Can you hear me, Coach?
I got you.
Put that microphone right there, and then welcome.
Thank you.
It's really happening here.
We're really doing it. We're really doing it.
Really doing it. Well, your club plays at 5 p.m., so you got a little break here as the other matches get underway. First of all, let's touch on a little of the prep work that went into this weekend. It just seems like this whole thing came together at just the right time and putting together a special product here, I think.
Well, it's always been a dream. I referenced it to someone earlier in the week that it's always been sort of a Wilk-sized dream to try to pull this off, and you guys have just been wonderful. I mean, everybody at Gustavus has just pulled together to make this thing happen and make it a reality, and I think what it's going to mean for college tennis and Division III college tennis is just huge, and so my thanks and all of our thanks to you and to Dobo and everybody, physical plan, athletic department, Gustavus, technology, media services, everybody was a huge team effort to get this thing done, and I think we're starting to see the level of appreciation that our guests here are.
And
are
we
showing.
just had all the coaches come on, and they kind of said the same thing, that this is so huge for recruiting and just exposure of NCAA Division III men's tennis as well. It's just going to be such a huge thing. We do live stats here every year when we host a coach, and we get thousands of people tuning into that. I can't wait to see the numbers when we got live video going on.
Very exciting.
But other than that, a great field again. Maybe one of the best fields maybe that we've had here. We got 8 of the top 15 teams in the country. Your first round matchup is with Trinity University. It's kind of funny that they were here last spring, and they're always in this tournament. They kind of like coming up here, seeing the snow, and then battling inside. Little about your match here. Little maybe a redemption complex on your side, but it's a new year. If anything, there's going to be a lot of energy in the bubble tonight.
Yeah, it should be a fun night. The 5 o'clock Friday match, when you get a chance to host the indoor tournament here, is just usually pretty electric.
Yeah.
I think there'll be a lot of people tuning in, which is amazing. And the match is just a blast. I mean, last year's match with them was quite a thrill, and being real close down the wire, and really just sharing an exceptional experience with those guys last year. I think both of us. Both of our groups of young men came away with a real appreciation for how special that match was.
Yeah, absolutely.
And our hats off to them for the run they put together after they left St. Peter last spring. And they're fantastic. I mean, they're deep, they're talented. They've added Krull at the top, who's I think going to emerge as a real force here in Division III. And they're well coached. Russ does a great job, and always has them really well prepared. So they're going to be a real big challenge. Fortunately, we're going to see them at home, and for us, it's really almost unrealistic to look at it as redemption from last year with the amount
turnover.
of changes in our group this year. So more than that, we celebrated what our group did last year and what they accomplished over their time. But this is a new group for us, and we're excited to see them for the first time at the top national level here.
New group. You kind of kicked off the season. You had NAIA matches against NAIA opponents, Division II opponents in Florida to start, or at the end of January. Got a couple regional wins last weekend. What do you like about this team so far early in the year? What's the character of this club right now?
Well, I think we've got some guys back that have been in the mix a little bit. There's going to be more asked of them in terms of where they're playing in the lineup and their leadership roles here coming up this weekend and this year. But they've done a really nice job so far of setting the type of tone and living out our values on and off the court, and they're bringing the young guys along. And then we have a pretty unique mix of some guys that have worked hard for a couple years and are going to get some looks in that top group here to start off, and then we've got 3 freshmen that are going to play in the starting lineup tonight. So to have them on this stage this early in their career is, there's going to be a learning curve. There's no doubt about it, and we're just trying to keep them relaxed. I don't know that they'll ever have played in a match where they're going to feel the type of excitement that they're going to feel in here tonight. So we're just trying to keep them focused on the things that are within their control and have them enjoy the moment. And we're pleased with how they're coming along, but this is going to be a big part of that process.
I look at the field or the team or the field of 8 teams in this tournament. It's kind of interesting. We get a really good mix. Some teams are built with young talent and veteran leadership. You look at a team like Johns Hopkins, it's got all veterans on that team. Look at a team like Case Western, it's all newcomers.
Yep.
So it's really kind of cool to look across the 8 teams and see what makes up these top 15 caliber teams in this tournament.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there's always a wide mixture, and you just kind of hope if you have young guys, they're ready to embrace the moment. I think Division III is in a place now where the talent level is as high as it's ever been, and I think the depth, the overall depth of Division III men's tennis is as deep as it's ever been. And so all of these teams are great teams, and I think their makeup will change a little bit throughout the course of the year, but the level's just fantastic. No matter what age guys are coming in. They're coming in at as high of a level as we've ever had, and it's really a pleasure to have it all unfolding here in St. Peter this weekend.
Well, your team gets thrown into the fire this weekend. What are you going to be looking for? Mostly, wins and losses take care of itself, but what, from a coaching's perspective, what are you watching for this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is the first time where you get the top level national dual match exposure and really the feel of those matches.
Sure.
And it's such a the duels can go on for so long that there's so many ebbs and flows on a 3-court setup that you're really looking for the guys to stay composed. You're looking for them to sort of maintain a level of focus that maybe they haven't been used to needing to maintain before until this event. And really, I just want to see them come together, play with good energy, and experience these moments for the first time and really embrace them. I mean, I think more than anything else, just embrace the moment, enjoy the moment, be great hosts and ambassadors. It's such a privilege to have the event here at Gustavus and to welcome all these guests into our home. And then as far as on court, we'll look for their great effort. We'll try to be as positive as we can and hope for the highest level of sportsmanship. And if we take care of those things, like you said, hopefully the rest will take care of themselves. But to see our new group, everybody in a new spot this year is going to be really exciting.
And to finish off here, Coach, a lot of the other coaches touched on it a little bit and how appreciative they were of Coach Wilkinson of really establishing this tournament and driving it forward and driving Division III. His presence still kind of lingers here. You can feel it, can't you? But it should be a special weekend for sure. With his passing a couple weeks ago, it's a sad deal, but all these coaches here have so much respect for him. That's very apparent, and they just kind of want to honor his memory this weekend. That's kind of the sense that I've been getting here.
People have just been wonderful. I think one of the reasons why Coach stayed in Division III for so long was because he had such a deep appreciation for the community and for the friendships. And I think he'd be thrilled with the way people have come together. The coaches that are coming in for the weekend, sort of spearheaded a commemorative patch to honor him that we'll all wear throughout the weekend, which is incredible. The ITA has created the Steve Wilkinson Team Sportsmanship Award, which will be a part of this event this year and every year moving forward, which is another just tremendous honor. And I think Coach would be really thrilled with not only the level of play that we're going to see, but he would be thrilled with the way people are treating each other around here, and that we keep moving forward and keep improving and keep building on what he really pioneered and helped create. And it's the outpouring of support that we got from our colleagues in Division III when he passed away. It was overwhelming, and people's appreciation and what they were expressing is just meant the world to us. Not only that they're honoring him and understanding that Division III tennis really, he's one of the sets of shoulders on which the whole sport stands.
Absolutely.
And but also being there for us in a difficult time, I think really speaks to the type of community that we have in Division III, and I think those two things combined really mean the world to us. So I still keep looking for him to come through the bubble or come on the curtain on a practice every day, and certainly for these matches. So this will be the first one of these I've ever gone through without him, and you just keep trying to handle those moments as best you can. But he's definitely, if there's one building where he's at, he's in this one this weekend.
Yeah, you can feel it for sure, Coach. Well, if anything, this weekend we've got full weekend of matches on the docket. We got a couple of tonight with your squad going on. As a whole, I think this is just a great opportunity for fans around the country this year to get exposure to Division III tennis. A lot of the other coaches have talked about it a little bit, but this really emulates the NCAA tournament in a way, the format of it and how you approach the weekend. But if anything, we're going to see some good tennis this weekend.
I think one of the things that's special is, you have a lot of focus, and I think most coaches will tell you we're all sort of in the mode of focusing on what's in front of you right now, who you're playing tonight, what your matchups look like, how you want your team to be prepared, and what you're trying to live out there in the evening or the morning here today. But from one step back, it's an opportunity to play 3 nationally ranked teams, in a short period of time and learn a lot about yourself and see, kind of where you stand as the season unfolds and how you need to improve and how you need to get better. And so I think, once we get, like I said, one step away from, what's going on in front of us right now, I think everybody really appreciates the opportunity. And it's a long weekend, and it's a fun weekend. It's a grind for every team, but I don't think there's any place any of us in Division III would rather be than right here this weekend. No. So we'll all embrace it.
It's a grind. It's action-packed. It's going to be long, but it's going to be fun the whole time. Thanks, Coach, for joining me. We're going to wrap things up here from the Swanson Tennis Center. We're looking forward to get this thing going.
Thanks again.
Everybody out there, once again, tune in to gustavus.edu/athletics. There you're going to find a portal with every court, whether it's right behind us, the Dahlstrom court, the Jackson court, the Scansey court, in front of us, the Calder court, Gibbs court. Court 6, which we dubbed the Wilkinson Court commemoratively this weekend. But they're all going to be available for you. So tune in to the Gustavus Athletics website. That's where you can find those streams. Tune in also there. We are going to be tracking live stats so you can see how things are going, how the matches are progressing, as well as the team score. Thank you, Coach Valentini, for this opportunity. This is really doing it here. I think you hit it right on the head with that one. It's going to be a fun weekend. We'll take a little break right here, and then we'll get things rolling at Swanson.
Thanks for doing it, and again, just a huge thanks to you, Ethan, and Sports Information, and Tim Kennedy with Marketing and Communications, our Vice President at Gustavus, and Tom Brown with Gustavus Athletics, and Matt Dobosinski, our own Dobo, with Media Services, and making it all happen. I mean, it's just such a huge team effort, and everybody's embraced the challenge, and I think it's going to be a fantastic result. So thanks for all your work. It really means the world to us.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Keep tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back in a little bit. All right, ladies and gentlemen, to wrap things up here from Swanson Tennis Center in our tournament preview, 15th annual ITA National Indoor Division III Men's Championship. Right now we got going on right behind me is Kenyon College taking on Washington University. And also right in front of me we got Carnegie Mellon going against Emory. Those matches began at 11:30. Later today, we're going to have Gustavus taking on Trinity, Johns Hopkins taking on Case Western at 5 p.m. Tomorrow morning matches begin at 8:30 a.m., then they go at 2 p.m., and then finally tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. That's why it is such a long weekend here in the Swanson Tennis Center. Like I said, tune into gustavus.edu/athletics to find the portal with all the live streams going on. You can also find the live stats link there as well. There's also a live chat on the side of the YouTube page that you can tune into. If you have a question about what's going on here this weekend, go ahead and pop that on there. We'll try to get to it as fast as we can. Ethan Armstrong, I'm Ethan Armstrong, the SID here at Gustavus. I will be here along with Nick Homer all weekend. We'll be tracking the progress of how this whole thing unfolds. That's pretty much it for us today to kick things off. On Friday, we'll be back with another pregame show before the championship matches on Sunday, set to begin at 9 a.m. Thanks for listening and watching to the ITA National Championship here at the Swanson Tennis Center. I'm going to say so long and tune in to the rest of the courts the rest of the weekend. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen.